State Film Festival, and here with me today is Aaron Diamond. He's the director, writer, producer of the films Taking Inventory and Reduce Single Use. Aaron, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. Appreciate you having me on.
We love having you. So, Aaron, before I dive into asking you questions about what's going on behind the scenes of your film, would you mind giving our live viewers a rundown of your films?
Sure. So, when my first film, Taking Inventory, follows um, a young father who has to make a difficult decision whether or not he is going to steal baby food from a store for his newborn child. So he has to make the difficult decision. He eventually chooses not to, and he instead decides to try to apply for a job at the store, which he believes is the right thing to do, the right choice, instead of stealing the baby food. The other film, which is a PSA, I made that for a contest, which I ended up winning, which was really exciting. And I made that film to teach people about the new law that was put in place about single use plastics and the new law banning bags from stores across New Jersey.
What was your inspiration for these? They're both like the first one is, I mean, they're both very impactful, but the first one is so emotional. Like, what inspired you for both?
So the first one I made for a film for a college. I followed a prompt and I thought of something that I could try to do that really would spark some sort of, not necessarily emotion, but just some sort of talk, like try to just kind of bring the idea up more apparent, if that makes sense. Just try to get that out there. And I thought really long and hard about like what I could try to talk about, and I was like, oh, this is a interesting topic about. I definitely knew I wanted to focus on something to do with like morals, like what is correct, what is incorrect, what do you do for the people who you love, and I settled on food insecurity and whether or not the right decision is to steal the baby food or just food in general if you really, really need it. The other film, I'm very involved in the environment. I'm a part of the Manalapan Environmental Commission in my town, and I've been a part of that for a while. I've been doing a lot of stuff uh, through them, volunteering and everything like that, and I'm just really passionate about that. And it was really cool to make this film for the contest as well as for the commission to really just teach about the environment.
And what is it you want your viewers to get from both of these?
It's a good question. I think it's definitely different from film to film. I think taking inventory, like I said, I kind of just want to spark some sort of reaction from it. But I think the PSA, I really just want to, that's more of an information based film. You know, it is a PSA. So I really just hope that people can take away something from that film, learn something, and maybe implement one of the ideas that I suggest in that film into their life.
So, I mean, the first is it is such I feel like such a powerful message to kind of
Mhm.
be said, and then your involvement with environmental. Your would you go into more detail about that for me?
Um, just the environmental in general.
Hmm.
Sure. So, my mom is an environmental scientist. So, ever since I was really young, yeah, she's been helping me learn about nature, learning about the environment and protecting and everything like that. I volunteered a lot since I've been really young, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity to make this film combine my two biggest interests, really, which is filmmaking and helping the environment, and try to not try to, but really, you know, combine them together to make a film to educate people about the environment.
So, you said that you made the first one for college. Are you looking to pursue
Yes,
film in college?
I am. I've made it into Chapman University. I'm going to Dodge College of Film and Media Arts, which is really, really exciting. I'm really excited to pursue that. Yeah,
Congratulations.
that film was for the Dodge College. I had to make a film following a prompt, and that's what I created.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations on
Thank you.
your college acceptance. So you're pursuing film in college. Do you think you'll work more environmentally as well?
I definitely want to. I'm hoping to maybe join a few clubs up there, do some volunteering. Um, I don't know where my field exactly is going to take me, but I definitely hope to combine environment something with helping the environment, as well as my passion for film in the future.
So, are these your first films that you've written, directed, and whatnot?
So I'm really fortunate. I go to Communications High School, which is a vocational school, and there I have had a great experience with making films in the digital video class taught by Mr. Salo, and he has done an amazing job at preparing us to write storyboard, plan, edit, film, everything that it takes to make the film. I don't think I'd be able to produce the two films that are in the Garden State Film Festival without his help and without that class because I've basically learned everything from that class. So that's just been amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so how like I'm assuming you've been doing this over the course of your past 4 years then?
Correct. I've taken a class freshman year, sophomore year, or there isn't a film class, unfortunately, but
Mhm.
junior year, and I'm currently a senior, so I'm taking advanced digital video as well as film studies, which is a class learning about different
Mhm.
um, cinematic waves in film and just how to analyze a film and film in general. And it's really helped to step up what I know about
Mhm.
movies and films and how to analyze them, as well as how to actually take what I know about other films and then try to incorporate into my own.
So, with these films that you've submitted to the Garden State Film Festival, as a newer, almost I don't want to say baby faced, but you're newer into the industry and getting yourself, going with experience. What would you say are things that you've run into, obstacles you've run into in filming these that you think have taught you something uh, to benefit you in the future?
I think a big thing is planning. Um, for both of these films, there was a lot of planning going on. In taking inventory, a majority of the film takes place in a supermarket. I originally thought I had a supermarket that I could film at, but like a week before my shooting date, my actors were lined up and everything. Um, I couldn't film at the supermarket anymore, so I had to try to plan around that and get another supermarket to film at, and that was just really stressful. Ended up working out in the end, thankfully, but I've definitely learned how to plan around that and kind of improvise if needed. Um, the PSA I filmed in March and it was freezing. I actually acted in that film. I wrote everything. I made everything about that film as well as acting in it. Um, and it was really, really cold. So I had
Mhm.
to plan ahead exactly what I wanted to do when, because when I went to go film, uh, I didn't want to be freezing. So definitely learned how to plan, improvise in the moment, and just be a better planner all around, I think.
So you say that you had some actors helping you out, or well,
Mhm.
acting in your first film. How did you find, like, and where did you find, the people that helped you out with your films?
So a while back, I taught a not taught, sorry, I took a class at
Teaching already? My goodness.
not yet, but I took a class at the Actors Playground in Freehold. So I had a not a big connection with them, but I had a small connection. So I was like, hey, I sent them an email. I'm like, hey, I took a class a while back. I'm making this film for college. Is there any chance that you can send me the information of some people who might want to be in it? And they were really, really nice about it. They're like, yeah, sure. They sent me some people's contact information. I got in touch with them, and they were like, yeah, I'll act in the film. They were amazing people, and the lead actor really helped so much with that film because I don't think it would have been the same without the emotional response that he really gave in that film. So shout out to him for sure.
Well, the Garden State Film Festival, do you plan to be there in person?
I do. I plan on coming on the day that I am invited for.
So this is going to be such a fantastic opportunity for you to network and whatnot and to make those
Mhm.
connections. I'm actually really excited for you.
Me
How did
too.
you find the Garden State Film Festival?
That I find? I don't know, actually. I think I always knew that it existed, even from, like, the one before I was really into film. I kinda knew that the Garden State Film Festival was a thing, and it wasn't really until this year where I was kinda like, "Wait a second, I make films, you know, I can submit something, well, let's just see what happens." Um, and yeah, here we are. So,
How does it feel to be accepted?
it feels very surreal because I this is the first film festival that I've been accepted in, which is really exciting. Um, I always think of film festivals like the Sundance Film Festival, which is going on, I believe, right now, actually. And it's like, oh, you know, these huge producers are making these really big budget films and they're getting into these huge film festivals. But in a way, this is a huge film festival for me because I'm a senior in high school who has, in the grand scheme of things, very little experience in the film industry. So to be able to have one of my films play at a statewide event is really, really exciting.
Well, I do believe that the Garden State Film Festival is this amazing organization that really does have like because it categorizes for students to come in and
Mhm.
to really like incorporate themselves into the industry and knowing that they are exposing you guys to like I said like this network so that you can learn more from other filmmakers and get in contact with other actors and whatnot. And so I think like this is a really great opportunity for you and the Garden State Film Festival, we are thrilled to have you and whatnot. So, what would you say that your next, moving forward, your next big step is?
My next big step actually is coming to a close because as a senior in advanced digital video, we are tasked with making, as our like senior thesis, we're making a 10-minute short film. And actually, with the semester coming to a close on Monday, actually, a few short days away, we're finishing up our 10-minute film. I say we because I'm working with a partner on this. And we've worked for 2.5 months scripting, storyboarding, getting actors, locations, shooting, editing, color correcting, everything like that. And it's really been a really great experience. Even if the film doesn't turn out the best it could be, I think it's just a really valuable experience to be making a film of this length and of this caliber, this young, and just to have the experience of doing that. So when I go off to college, I have that experience, and I'm not kind of just thrown into the wilderness making a short film maybe in my first few months in college.
What would you say so far is your favorite part of this experience with filmmaking? Perhaps with these two that you did submit to this festival, what would you say is your favorite thing that you've done like whether it was with the camera work
Mhm.
or working with the actors, like what would you say was something that like, stuck out to you that like you really loved?
Well, I kind of like the whole experience, but if I had to pick one, I would pick the post-production side of things, as well as kind of including little Easter eggs in the film. Um, I'll start with the Easter egg aspect. There's one scene in Taking Inventory where there's an empty shot of a chair, and off to the left there is a refrigerator with some magnets and some other stuff right there. So everything in there kind of has like a little story behind it. One of the posters hanging up is every year my school holds a little um, film festival for just the students in the film. And every year they have a little printout of like the list of everyone who was in the film, sorry, in the film festival. And I was lucky enough to have one of my films be picked for the film festival. So I have um, that little sheet of paper on the refrigerator, which I think is fun. And the post production side of things, I really enjoy because it's just really fun to see all of the just all the shots that you work so hard to storyboard, plan, and then finally get, and then put them all in your timeline and just see the story really come together. It's really just so rewarding.
Well, Aaron, it's been such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining with me
Thank
today.
you.
Guys, you can see the films Taking Inventory and Reduce Single Use on Saturday, March 25th at the Kingsley Ballroom from 9:30 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. Aaron, it's going to be so exciting to see you there. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And
Thank
good
you.
luck with your finishing semester.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.